Hello, welcome to Facebook Live recording for Movement, Climbing, and Fitness. I'm a teacher at Movement. I teach yoga and acro yoga there. And tonight I'll be sharing with you, my name is Laura Ziegler, and tonight I'll be doing a slow practice. I'm really excited to share this practice with you today in Colorado, where I am based. We had a lot of rain. It's lovely spring rain in May. And I noticed for myself that, it was a little harder of a day because of the rain. There was a little bit more of a down kind of feeling. And so I really want to invite into our practice this self-care aspect of the yoga practice, this kindness, gentleness, and maitri, or loving kindness for ourselves, which of course expands out beyond ourselves to the world. So as we're getting set up, do make sure that you have a prop if possible. So I have a yoga blanket. I like to use my yoga blanket in a variety of ways, including folding it and then using it it could be like a block. If you have a yoga block, that's great. If you have a couch pillow or a couch pillow that you can fold in half, that could work really well. A bed pillow could work, a blanket that you might fold up and use. And if you don't have a prop, if you're like, I'm just me on my mat, or even without a mat, that's okay. I will give you all of the modifications that you need. So go ahead and grab your prop if you don't have it just yet, and let's sit on it for now. So something, if you have, to sit on and give your space a little bit more length. And when you sit on a prop, rather than just sitting on it for a little more cushion, to the front edge of it as though you were almost falling off of it, and that will actually tilt your pelvis forward and give you a little more length for your spine. Let's start here together, dropping in, finding your seat, breathe in, and maybe gently out of your mouth. A few more breaths like this. This might be a nice moment to close your eyes or soften your gaze. And just feel the earth beneath you offering support. Take a moment to feel into the lower half of your body, feeling perhaps your legs, your feet, your hips, those parts of your body that are a little heavier. Literally, the bones and the muscles are heavier in this part of our body. Let's feel them together. Imagine that these places are even broadening a bit, widening out, creating more space and even more grounding effect. And then draw your awareness to the base of your spine, your tailbone, which also connects to the earth, and gently draw your awareness upwards. Go slowly. Feel the length of your spine all the way up through the heart space, a gentle expansion across the heart as the shoulders melt down. Length all the way up through the back of your neck and the crown of your head. Breathe here. And today, as we're inviting in this gentleness, this kindness for ourselves, we'll come into a heart breath practice. So draw your awareness to the center of your chest. You might take your hand here Gently touch or even tap the center of the chest, the sternum, the heart chakra, Anahata chakra. And begin to imagine or intend that your breath is coming straight in through the center of your heart and passing straight out through the center of your heart again. Simply this, breath flowing in and out. And even though literally you know your breath is still coming in and out through your nose or your nose in your mouth, because the lungs fill in this heart space, it's not a huge stretch of the imagination to imagine that breath flows in to the center of your heart and out of the center of your heart. This heart breath practice comes to me through the Hawaiian Ho'oponopono tradition, or the Huna tradition, the Hawaiian spiritual tradition, although it is also related to the yogic tradition. And it's a method for clearing chaotic, kind of extra energy. The practice is simply that the breath flows in to the middle of your heart and out. No extra effort, so no pulling the breath in and no need to push the breath out. It's the breath that automatically flows without having to think about it. In and out, naturally, effortlessly. So this practice of doing a little less and feeling or noticing a little bit more, breath flowing naturally in and naturally out. Energetically speaking, the heart space can be sometimes chaotic. It's kind of a high traffic area. It's where we process all of our interactions in the world. And so in this moment, it's almost like we just open a window and we allow breath to blow in like the breeze and waft out like a spring breeze. Just that easy. Open the window, breath flows in and wafts out. If you notice that one part of your breath feels less easeful than the other, rather than struggling with the part of your breath that feels like a struggle, go into the part of your breath that feels easy. Notice which part feels easy and invite the other part to match. Just another moment like this. Easefully in, effortlessly out, right through the center of your heart. This is a wonderful breath for working with anxiety, fear, or worry. We'll add one last piece to the breath, and that is simply to layer gratitude onto it, calling in anything that you're truly grateful for in your life. If you struggle to find something, maybe choose breath or life itself. We'll move more from here, and as we get moving into our asana practice, although we'll let go of heart breath, I invite you to stay connected to this feeling of ease and gentleness, love and kindness for yourself for the rest of our practice together. From here, open your eyes and find your way down onto your back. If you're using a prop, take it with you. And you'll take your prop between your thighs. You want the thighs to stay about hip width distance, so that maybe the width of a block, folded bolster or blanket. And if you don't have that, just squeeze the legs tight together and focus on squeezing the legs together. Help to activate this same energy. Take the legs straight up towards the ceiling or the sky, hands down by your hips. Full deep inhale. As you exhale, hug your prop and then reach your feet straight up towards your ceiling. A tiny lift maybe from your tailbone, just lifting up. Inhale, let the tailbone come back down. So this is a little pelvic curl. As you exhale, hug the prop, navel down. Exhale, reach your feet straight up. Little movement. Inhale, tailbone down. We'll do it one more time. Hug the prop. Exhale, reach your feet up, tailbone lifts. Inhale, tailbone lift down. Keep your legs up. Interlace your hands behind your skull. Take an extra breath. Next, inhale, hug in on that prop, draw the navel down. As you exhale, reach your feet up and float your head and shoulders up. So you're coming into this U-shaped crunch, and then take a breath. Send it across your back body. Inhale, tailbone down, head and shoulders down, legs stay up. Again, hug the prop, navel down. Exhale, feet reach up, head and shoulders lift. Take a breath. So activating our deep core. Inhale, tailbone down, head and shoulders down. Next, exhale, hug in, reach the feet up, lift head and shoulders, and this time, hold for 3 breaths. So drawing the navel down, hugging the thighs, reaching the feet up and lifting the head and shoulders, send breath across the back body. See how you can make this easeful even when some work is involved. After the 3rd breath, tailbone down, head and shoulders down. Let's take the feet down, prop out. And we'll take the soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Take a few breaths in just a Supta Baddha Konasana. So feet together, knees wide, and breathing. Check back in with that feeling of kindness for yourself. Using your hands on your outer thighs, gather your knees towards each other. Place the soles of your feet on the ground again. Knees are hip width distance apart, hand by your hips. Inhale, and on your exhale, press into your feet and peel your hips up into a low bridge. Hug your inner thighs towards each other and hold here. Lift your heart towards your chin. Reach your knees in the opposite direction. Find a little more lift. And then without squeezing the outer glutes in more, instead, reach your knees farther away, lift your heart farther forward, and press into your heels. And I invite you to find any sense of ease that you can in this bridge. So instead of finding the hardest push into the biggest back bend you can you soften a little, find some ease, and stay longer? Maybe even roll your palms to the ceiling. Make it a little gentler on the shoulders. Keep breathing. Reach your knees towards the front of your mat, your heart towards the back of your mat. 3 more breaths. With an exhale, roll your spine back down to the mat. Let's rock both knees side to side, a little gentleness here as the low back meets the mat. Hug both knees into your chest. Take a breath. And then find your way up to seated. You can roll the length of your spine or roll to the side and then come up. Seated once again, let's take the legs out into a straddle. If you have that prop, you might tuck the prop under your hips again, just to elevate them and make it more comfortable to sit. Either way, legs are out in a straddle, but you can bend your knees if the hamstrings are a little bit tight. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, turn towards your left leg, frame it and fold. Inhale up through center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale up. Exhale back to the left. You got to keep going. Breathe in to come up. Exhale as you twist and fold. Keep moving with breath. Here you might feel a little fatigue as you move side to side, warming the core. Can you move at the really appropriate pace for your breath? And if you need more support, take your hands down, but keep it going. So you could level this practice up, make it more challenging by lifting your arms, or you can level it down, which doesn't mean that it's less, it means that it's kinder, gentler, and softer for you today. Really listening to your needs. Keep twisting side to side. Active core, strong legs. Next time you twist, over to the right. That's the last one. Inhale, come back to center. Take your hands down. Turn both hands over the left leg, framing it. Point your left toes. And then you might lean back just a little and see if you can lift your left leg up off the ground. If you can, lift it and give some gentle pulses here, lifting and lowering, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it down. Switch to the other side. Hands frame the right leg. Point the right toes. Maybe lean back just slightly until you can lift up that right leg. And then lift and lower, and lift and lower, lift and lower. You got it. Keep going. Working those quads. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Strong activation in the legs. Nice work. Let's take hands in front of us. Same thing this time with both legs. So use your hands on the ground for support. Give a little lean back and pull the navel in so you're activating your core. And then see about lifting both legs. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Got it. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's fold it forward. Walk both hands forward. Fold as far forward as feels comfortable in your body. Tilt chin towards chest. Send some breath across your back. Again, breathing into the heart space and inviting in that sense of kindness, gentleness, a feeling of universal acceptance for yourself in this moment. Inhale, hands support you as you walk back up. Good. Use your hands under your knees and find your way into a tabletop position. Hands planted directly under shoulders, knees right underneath hips, perhaps a prop under your knees if you have hard flooring that you're working with. Root your palms firmly, knees hip-width distance apart. Inhale, draw the heart forward, cow pose, reach tailbone back. Exhale, push down, draw the navel up, cat. Again, inhale, heart pulls forward, tailbone back, back to cow. Exhale and round it up to cat. Inhale, bring your spine neutral. Keep your shoulders stacked over your palms and draw circles with your shoulders around the palms of your hands. So we're just warming up the wrists a little bit. See what you feel as you make these circles, and then switch directions. Make circles in the opposite direction. Good, we'll keep going with the shoulder warm-up. Now we'll come down to forearms on the mat, directly under your shoulders. So looking down, you want your forearms underneath your shoulders. Here you could use your prop. A block works well, otherwise a folded blanket or couch pillow, or without a block, it's okay. Just check that the elbows stay shoulder width apart. So if you're using a prop, it goes between your elbows, hands are out in front of you. Press firmly into your palms. Root down into the elbows until your upper back lifts, and relax your neck, your throat, and your jaw. From there, hands stay down, lift your prop off the ground or your elbows, and then slowly set it back down. Try that again, lift and lower. And again, this works just fine without a prop. You just want to continue to squeeze the elbows in as you lift and as you lower, checking that your forearms stay parallel on the way up and on the way back down. Give me another 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, activating that shoulder girdle. Bring the elbows down, parallel, directly under your shoulders. Walk your feet back, come into a forearm plank. Pause for a moment. Tuck your tailbone under, draw your heart forward. Root into the forearms and relax neck, throat, jaw. Find this little core engagement. Hold and breathe. Can you find something internally to be kind to yourself about? A little internal compliment. Some love to send your way. Next, exhale, knees drop down. Hips stack over knees. Walk your hands forward. Reach heart towards the earth. Anahatasana, puppy pose. Breathe. Inhale, shift forward. Walk your hands underneath you. Take one pass at cat pose. Just round the spine. Really send a breath across the back body. Inhale, long neutral spine. Tuck toes under. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Really press your hips back. Pedal through your heels. Breathe. And just give yourself a few moments of kindness here. Stretching out the spine, feeling into the body, feeling into the backs of the legs as you move them side to side. From your downward facing dog with an inhale, send your hips high. As you exhale, walk your feet to your hands, come into a forward fold. And then pause there. Keep the knees soft and hang over your legs. Let your spine drape over your legs. Nod your head yes. Shake it a bit side to side no. Feel your weight on your feet and tilt it forward. So feel that your heels get light as the weight shifts towards the front of your feet. Don't let the heels lift though, keep them grounded, they just get lighter. Keeping the weight in the front of your feet, climb your hands to the tops of your shins. Bring your back flat, parallel to the ground, press through your feet, draw your heart forward, along spine. Next, exhale, deepen the bend in your right knee. Place your right hand on the ground and inhale, left arm goes high, twist. Hang your head down to the right, maybe look down. Stretching out that left shoulder, chest. You can also bend the elbow and bring it around behind your back for a little more stretch. Keep breathing. Inhale, takes left arm high if you bent it. Exhale as you untwist. And then bend left knee. Place left hand down, right arm lifts. Inhale, stretching up. You can either keep right hand up as you hang your ear towards your shoulder, or bring right hand to the small of your back and breathe. Inhale, carries right arm high if you bent it. Exhale, untwist. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale and fold. Roll your spine up to standing. Press down through your feet as you unfurl. Roll shoulders back. Find your way into Tadasana, mountain pose. Hands down by your... From here, float hands together at heart center, palm to palm. Let your shoulders slide down your back, lengthen through the crown of your head. Set any intention you feel called to for your practice tonight. Inhale, reach up, arms reach. Exhale, cactus your arms, open mouth, exhale, lift the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift and lengthen, breathe in. Exhale, fold. On your inhale, rise to stand, reach up. Exhale, hand start. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, reach up. Cactus your arms as you open mouth, exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, half lift and lengthen. Exhale, hands down. This time, step both feet back, plank pose. Draw your heart forward, reach back through your heels, pull that tailbone up and in. Big breath in, knees can always be down. Next, exhale, slow lower to the mat. Resist gravity with the navel the whole way down. Place the tops of your feet on the mat. Bring your hands back by your sides. Root into the tops of your feet, and then draw your heart forward as you lift into a grounded locust. So just the heart pulling forward to lift, ground through the feet and the pelvis. You can reach your hands back and float the hands up. But again, I encourage you to keep your feet down and your pelvis rooted to really feel that support just now. Don't worry, we'll have a chance to lift higher next go round. Exhale, release down, hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Use knees as needed. Draw the navel up, press up. Downward facing dog and breathe. As you hold in this familiar downward facing dog position, I invite you to inquire about your own self-care. Take a moment to just observe this moment of practice and breathe into it. Stay present and listen. From your downward facing dog, with an inhale, lift your right leg straight up and back behind you. Just lift it. Stay here. Squeeze that right leg in towards center. So like your spine extends behind you and you can squeeze it with your leg. Root through your right palm and see if you can feel the connection from your right hand, through your shoulders, sideways and out the sole of your right foot. One more breath. With an exhale, set right foot down. And we'll try the same thing on the other side. Send left leg up and back. Inhale. Hug midline. Root through your palm. Can you feel that line of connection from your palm through your shoulder, waist, and out the sole of your foot? Exhale, both feet down. Inhale. Exhale, make your way to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, and fold. Next inhale, all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath, connect to intention. Again, inhale, reach both arms high. Cactus the arms as you exhale. Ha. Inhale, reach and stretch. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift and lengthen. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank pose. Draw the heart forward. Exhale, slow, controlled lower. Use knees as needed. Resist gravity with the navel the whole way to the earth. Tops of the feet down. This time, bring hands around to the small of your back. Interlace your fingers. Hug elbows together and slide your knuckles towards your heels as you pull your heart forward. So again, we start rooted. Rooting into the feet, the pelvis, and the heart drawing forward. From there, maybe reach back through your toes until your legs lift or squeeze heels together. Rather than think how high you can lift, think about how long can your body feel. Reaching and extending, breathing and inspiring. Exhale, return it down. Both hands underneath you. Tuck toes. Draw navel up and in. Press up. Downward facing dog. Find breath. We'll hold for 3 breaths here. Connecting. Feeling your body. From your downward facing dog, with an inhale, lift your right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, pull your right knee into your tummy and take a breath here, just tucking that right knee in. Inhale, send right leg up and back. Exhale, pull right knee in and roll your shoulders forward, shifting into a high plank position. Take a breath. Inhale, right leg goes up and back. Exhale, bring that right knee forward. This time, twist. Bring the right knee towards the left elbow. And then inhale, send it up and back. Exhale, this time all the way right foot forward and between your hands. Press down into your feet. Roll up through your spine to find a crescent lunge. Take a moment to just take hands to hips and ground down into your feet. Roll your shoulders back. Lift through the crown of your head. Feel yourself on your feet. From there, hands can come to heart or extend up. Feel that connection to earth, reaching through the hands. Big breath in here. Exhale, bring both arms forward. And then continue with your right hand. Follow it with your gaze and twist. To the right, looking over right shoulder. Inhale, breathe across the heart. Exhale, from the belly as you twist. Another breath here. Inhale, untwist. And this time we'll open all the way up and open into a warrior 2. So right toes are forward. Left arch lines up with that right heel. So you're opening up to the long side of your mat. Arms extended. Settle down a bit. Let's flow a bit from here. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, bend the front knee. Inhale, extend your arms. Exhale, settle and ground. We'll do that again. Straighten the front leg, reach up. Hands to heart, bend the front knee. Extend on your inhale. Ground down on your exhale. Again, reach up. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, extend. Exhale and settle. Take a breath. Go ahead and straighten the right leg and then turn the right toes in. So your feet are parallel to one another. You've got this open straddle position to the long side of your mat. Hinge at your hips. Hands can come to the hips as you hinge forward, and then place your hands underneath your chest. Your hands may be off the mat. You want your back flat here. Spread your fingers out wide, rooting one hand underneath each shoulder. We're going to do some handstand jumping jacks. If this is new to you, you might pause and watch for a moment. So bending knees, then I hop on an exhale, feet together. Hands stay where they are. Bend knees, feet out wide. Simple enough, give it a try. Bend knees, hop in. Bend knees, hop out. And continuing to move in this way, you might start to feel a little lift and float as your legs come in or as your legs come out, like a little bit of a handstand, but no pressure to find a handstand here. Just hop in and hop out. Getting a little blood flowing, activating the nervous system. Next time your feet hop in, let's pause there. Bend your knees, let the knees go wide. And we'll play with a little bit of crow pose. Crow pose may be familiar, you're welcome to go ahead. If it's new to you, plant your hands, bend elbows back towards your legs. Your knees are out wide above your elbows. Now the trick to crow is that we need to get the weight over the middle of the palms. So the hands are wide, shoulder width apart, and then you shift your whole belly forward over the hands. Squeeze the legs towards each other, and maybe the feet float up. Maybe they don't. I'll show it from the side as well. So again, the hands are shoulder width apart, and they're in front of me to start. Knees are wide above the elbows. From there, the body weight shifts forward. That's what gets the crow position going. And then I squeeze my legs in a lot. Maybe one leg lifts, maybe both legs lift. Keep squeezing. Let it be playful. Let it be kind. Let it be true to you. Couple more breaths, practicing. When you're complete, straighten your legs. We'll step the feet out wide back into that Prasarita Padottanasana, or wide-legged forward fold. And then just fold over the legs. Let your head fall towards the earth. And breathe. Press into your hands and then walk them around towards the front of your mat. So towards your right foot, pivot on your feet, back into a lunge. Step back, downward facing dog. Pause and breathe. Check back in with your intention. Staying present with breath and this moment.
with an inhale, send your left leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, tuck the knee into your tummy, but keep your hips high. Take a breath. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, pull that knee in and roll your shoulders forward. 3-limb plank, take a breath. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, this time pull the knee in, roll the shoulders forward and twist. Knee comes towards your right elbow. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, we'll step left foot all the way between the hands. Root down into your feet, pressing down, round your spine up. Hands can stop at the hips. This gives you a moment to ground. The more you bend into the front knee and reach through the back heel, you'll feel your feet more on the earth. It's an opportunity to connect in even more. From there, arms can extend up into Crescent Lunge. Hold and breathe. With an exhale, both arms come forward. And then continue with the left hand this time. Follow with your gaze. Twisting to the left. Feel that length through your spine on the inhale. Twist from the core on your exhale. Send breath across your heart, fingers. Squeeze at the navel. Next, inhale, untwist. And then we'll open all the way up, warrior two. Lining up that front heel with the back arch. So we're turning over the left foot and knee. Left knee is bent. Arms extend, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, bend that front knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, ground and settle. Do it again, reach up, straighten the front leg. Hands to heart as you bend. Again, extend out, breathe in. Down, exhale. Once more, inhale, reach up. Hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale, ground. Take a breath. From here, straighten the front leg and again turn the left foot in so that you come to feet parallel in a Padottanasana position. Hands to hips and hinge forward. Bring your hands under your shoulders so that's in front of your feet, not in line with your feet, but under your shoulders so your back is flat. We'll try a few of those handstand jumping jacks again, but take this at your pace. So press into your hands, bend your knees, and gently hop feet in. It doesn't have to be a crazy movement. How controlled does this feel? Pressing into hands, feet hop out wide. The more breath, control, body practice we do, the more this can feel like a float and less like a wild hop. So I invite you into that practice. And again, without judgment, just take it slow. Use your body to experiment. Really press into your hands. The next time the legs land out wide, start to walk your hands back. And we'll work towards a Tittibhasana or Firefly Pose. So the hands for this one walk all the way behind the heels, way back. Elbows bent. And then start to drop your thighs onto the upper arms. Here there's a lot of ways to play with this. You could walk your feet forward and towards each other to create a slightly easier pose to hold, bringing the feet together and finding a fairly simple variation. Otherwise, the legs can stay out wide. Squeeze the legs in just like in crow pose and play with lifting your feet. Again, I'll show this one from the side if you're confused or if you just want to pause and watch instead of trying it yourself because it's a strong one. So legs are wide. Hands walk back all the way behind my legs. Elbows bend. I bend my knees to bring my thighs to my upper arms. From there, my feet go forward. And maybe I start to find balance. I'm really pulling my core in and my thighs towards each other. And maybe, just maybe, I can lift my feet. Again, let it be your practice. Nobody's watching. It's just your experiment with your body in this moment. If that doesn't feel good, find something that does. 3 more breaths. Finding your way back into your Prasarita Padottanasana. From here, walk both hands over towards the right foot. Hang on to your right foot with your left hand. Right hand can be underneath your chest, and then bend your left knee. So you're actually leaning away from the right foot. Stretching inner thighs, hold and breathe. Straighten left leg. Walk hands through center. Both hands over to the left foot. Hold onto it with your right hand. And then bend right knee as you lean away from left foot. Hold and breathe. Inhale as we straighten both legs, walk hands back to center, and then around towards the left foot. Come all the way back into your lunge, and then eventually into your downward facing dog, stepping left foot back to meet the right. Pause and breathe. Noticing what you feel in this moment. So this is a slow flow class. But that doesn't mean it's not strong. So there's some strength. Can you breathe? Can you keep your breath and steady and your mind present while the body flows in this way? From your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your leg up and back. Exhale, tuck the right knee in and step right foot all the way between your hands. Bring left knee to the mat. Both hands to the inside of right foot. Walk the right foot out to the side for a moment. So let that right knee turn out. Back knee is on the ground. Start to feel into the hips. Maybe move them side to side. Keep left hand underneath left shoulder. Bring right hand to right thigh. Start to look over right shoulder. Little twisted thigh stretch if you want to go deeper. Bend left knee, turning the toes towards the ceiling. Reach right hand back, maybe clasp left foot, and begin to stretch more into the left thigh. Keep breathing. Gently release the back foot. Untwist yourself. Shift back over left knee and straighten out right leg. So here we're in an Ardha Hanumanasana or half splits pose. Hands can be on the ground or they could always be on a prop underneath your knee to give you a little more height. Draw your heart forward. Exhale, fold over the front leg. Bow chin towards chest. Inhale, straighten arms, bend the front knee again. And then from here, walk that right foot across your mat and come into a pigeon pose. Bring your shin down, Draw your heart forward so you're facing towards the front of your mat, over that front shin. Big breath in. Exhale, hands walk forward and fold over the front leg. If for some reason you have knee stuff going on in the right leg, you might choose to take a variation here, bending the left knee into deer pose and then folding over right leg with a little bit less intensity. Be sure you're honoring your body. You can let your forehead rest down on a pillow of your hands or give several deep breaths to that outer right hip. And returning to this inquiry of loving kindness, gentleness, support for you in this moment. Two more breaths. Maybe let breath go out of your mouth to release excess tension. With an inhale, use your hands for support as you walk your way back up. Tuck the back toes, use the back knee, and then find your way towards a downward facing dog. You may transition through all fours and then come up into a downward facing dog, or make your way straight there if that feels appropriate on your body today. You can make some movements with right leg and hip before setting right foot down. As we come into second side, take a few breaths in your neutral downward facing dog and just notice any difference in the two sides. And then with an inhale, extend left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, draw the knee in, roll forward, and step left foot between your hands. Lower right knee to the mat. Both hands to the inside of left foot. Make some movements, gentle movements back and forth. Hello, hips. We'll give them a little love now. When you're ready, right hand underneath right shoulder, left hand to left thigh. Start to look over left shoulder, finding that twist. Maybe you stay right there. Maybe you bend the back knee farther, turning it up towards the ceiling, or reaching back with left hand to clasp right foot. Hold and breathe, working with this gentle stretch, opening up the hips. Maybe use open mouth exhales to invite more softening and grounding. Releasing the back foot gently under yourself, and then shift back over your right knee, straightening out left leg. So you're finding that Ardha Hanumanasana or half splits. Hands can be on the ground, or if they don't easily reach the ground, use your prop, whatever it is. Couch pillow totally works fine here. Folded underneath your front knee. Draw heart forward, bend elbows, and fold. Chin towards chest. Give yourself a few open mouth exhales to really feel into the hamstring stretch, so right at the back of the thighs. Inhale to straighten your arms. Bending your front knee again. This time walk the left foot across your mat. Bringing your shin down to the mat. We'll set up for pigeon on the other side. So again, you can have the hips square to the front of the mat for a deep hip stretch. But if that irritates your knee,
really not worth it. Knees are so precious. So if it irritates at all, just bend the back knee out to the side and then fold over the front leg. Still get a hip stretch without the knee stress. Either into your pigeon, folding over the front leg, resting your head down on a prop or your hands. Breathe. Two more full rounds of breath. Let the breath go out of your mouth. With an inhale, use your hands for support. Back up. You can use that back knee on the ground or lift it. It's up to you. And then find your way to downward facing dog. So either through hands and knees or maybe straight back to downward facing dog. Maybe you move left leg around before finding that downward facing dog shape. Give it a few breaths. And when you're ready, find your knees on the mat, hips back to heels in a child's pose. Pause here and breathe. In your own time, in your own way, use your breath to help yourself up through seated. And we'll come all the way down onto our backs for deep relaxation. Before deep relaxation, we'll take a supported bridge. If you don't have a prop, you can do this as a regular bridge, kind of a low bridge without a prop. If you do have a prop, that will come in really handy. So really, again, anything will work. Folded blanket, couch pillow, block. I'm sure you could find other things that would work. Come down onto your back. Bend your knees, soles of your feet on the ground, hands down by your sides. Breathe in. As you exhale, push into your feet and peel your hips up off the ground into a low bridge. Here's where if you have that extra prop, you will use it, just sliding it in underneath your hips. And it doesn't have to be very high. So a low prop, a small pillow or something will work just fine. Let the hips rest down. Now, if you don't have a prop, it's okay to stay without the props. We'll keep the hips lifted. But see if you can roll palms up towards the ceiling. Let your heart lift towards your chin. And your knees reach in the opposite direction. And then the backs of your glutes soften a little bit. So instead of squeezing those like crazy to keep the hips really high, let the hips come down just a little bit if you're not using a prop and be a little softer, but rely on the strength of your thighs, your inner thighs, your shins and calves to really hold you. Again, palms are turning up, whatever position you're in. Hold and breathe. Really nice work. Inhale, lift the hips higher if you're using a prop and slide it out from underneath. With an exhale, everyone slowly roll one vertebra at a time to the mat. Pause once you get there. Feel the return of your pelvis to the earth. Rock both knees side to side. Again, coming back to that softness, that gentleness, that maitri, loving kindness, gentleness with ourselves,
that ultimately spreads out to the world once we're willing to gift it to ourselves. Final pose before deep breath. Draw both knees in, and we'll come into a happy baby, but we'll take a variation. So if you know happy baby already, try my variation and just see what you think. Turning your feet up towards the ceiling, hang on behind your thighs. Draw your knees wide, so you're pulling the knees towards the armpit, and push your feet up, but pull down with your hands. See about rooting your tailbone to the earth, lifting your sternum, your heart towards your chin, and broadening your collarbones. So this is the variation I offer you. It creates a lot of space across the back body. If it's easy to reach up and grab your feet, why not take the feet? Sure, but make sure you keep all that space across the back body. It's really useful here. And then if your body wants to move side to side or straighten and bend one leg at a time, you can explore these sort of movements, listening to your body and your space. Or you could stay with hands on feet or hands on thighs. Just a couple more breaths here, settling and grounding. When you're ready, all the way, feet to the ground, hands by your sides, relax towards your deep relaxation. We'll have just a couple minutes in Shavasana. Pause and breathe. Eyes can close. Stay calm and inward, grounding to the soles of your feet, letting the legs relax, letting the tummy soften and release. Feel soft across the front of the heart, hollow through your throat, neck, and jaw. Let your eyes sink deep in your skull. Relax breath control. Invite the mind. Begin to invite your awareness back into your space. Gently the breath. Start to invite movement in again. Of course, you're in your own space, so if you need more time in Shavasana, you're welcome to take it. Otherwise, gradually increase movement, stretching a bit on your mat. And when you're ready, bend at your knees and roll to one side. Use your hands to support yourself coming back to seated. Once you're upright, keep your awareness inward for a moment and just the quiet place we've created. Know that you can always return to it. Remember your intention. Drawing hands to heart center. Gently let your eyes
flutter open. The great light and dark within me honors and celebrates the great light and dark within you. Namaste. Thank you all for practicing with me. Please comment on the post if you enjoyed it, and join us again. There are so many classes being offered through this venue, so make sure you tune in for more live streaming classes. Happy Monday!